Hi boys and girls, this is your math instruction for Thursday, May 14th. And we are doing more with our interactive notebooks today. So you will need your notebook, your yellow notebook, so that we have, or yellow, could be any color, sorry, mine's yellow. Any color, you're going to open to the next blank page. And I like to make sure that the spiral is on the left and the dots are on the left, okay? Today we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting 10, okay? And this is something that we've done quite a bit using our 100s chart. You have a 100s chart in the front of this book right here, or one that I gave you a while ago on a green piece of cardstock, so you can use that. When we're doing 10s, let me move this down here, we're going to show what we know this year. When we're looking at 10s, oftentimes we look at them like 60, and we look at them this way. 10 less than 60 is 50. 10 more than 60 is 70. Okay? And that's what we normally do. Sometimes we can do it a little differently. Sometimes we can do it this way, like say 60 here, and we can go back this way just to say 10 less or 10 more. Usually on that chart, when we go from side to side, it's adding 1. But on some things, it might just say, what's 10 less than this? That would be 50. What's 10 more? 70. So just depending on what they're asking us to do, you can know. And that will make sense the more we look at this. So make sure you have this. Make sure you have a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and a pencil. And let's get down to business on working on this. So take this paper. It says adding and subtracting 10. And these have hearts on it. Kind of like we were talking about here, where they're having us go side to side with 10 less and 10 more, and that's what we're going to do here. It has a number down the middle, and then it has 10 less we're going to write underneath this flap, and 10 more underneath this flap. So, okay? So if you will get your scissors, let's take off that directions page, save that to be able to help your parents if they need to help you at all. Let's cut out the title, because that's what we're going to glue down first. So cut along the title. You know how to pause this if you need time. Okay, remember to turn the paper, not your hand. Turn the paper and hold it there with your opposite hand that you're cutting with, and that will help you. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off and set it to the side. Now I'm going to take some time and I'm going to cut each one of these hearts out. Remember, the dotted lines mean that I am going to fold on those dotted lines. So I'm going to take a second and I'm going to cut these out. Remember, it's easier. Watch how I can turn my paper rather than my hand with my scissors. If I turn the paper, it's so much easier. And as you're getting a little older, going into second grade and that, you can watch and see that turning the paper, it'll be just easier. You'll understand that. I'm going to do some more. You keep cutting while I cut. And if I'm ready to move on and you're not done cutting, push pause, okay? So, see how much easier it is if I turn the paper with one hand rather than turning my cutting hand. And it's a little hard to see. I'm maybe going to get rid of that flap so you can see that. Cut that off. Okay, let's do it again. I'm going to cut and I'm going to turn the paper rather than turning my cutting hand. So my cutting hand stays the same, and I'm just turning the paper that I am cutting because that makes it so much easier. Okay? I've got 3 more to go. You keep going too. All right? Keep cutting together. I hope you've been doing your iReady math and maybe playing some games with your double dice and a few other things, because math is just fun. And if you're bored, you can create some math games. Maybe you can create a math game with flashcards and, oh gosh, just about anything you can do. Just having fun. So learning your skip counting, everything else. So I've got 1 more to go. I'm going to finish up here really quickly. I have big scissors, so it might go a little bit faster than it is with yours. Remember, push pause so that we can work together if you need to. Okay. Okay, I'm in charge of my scraps, so I'm going to take care of them on my own in just a minute. Okay. Let's get ready to put this down first. We know that we are going to always glue that right near the top so that it leaves space. Okay, so glue along the back. And I'm showing my glue with a marker so that you can see where I'm gluing. Oops, this marker's kind of going away. Okay, and I'm gluing it right near the top of that so that we can have it there nice and neat, okay? Right along the top. Okay, now you are going to take your heart, and we need to make these 2 flap windows. So you're going to fold along one dotted line in and another dotted line in. And we're going to put glue right behind this number. I'm not going to glue these little flaps. I'm just going to glue behind that number so you can kind of see where that is. So glue is going to go right down that line, just down that line right there. And it's going to glue on here. And we have 6 of them, so I'm going to try to put 3 going down this way and 3 going down this way. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 right there. That's going to be my glued down, okay, with my 2 flaps that are up. Now, it doesn't matter what order you have them in, we'll find them. Take a minute and glue all of these down. I'll do mine while we're talking. You can be doing yours. Push pause when you need to. Glue along the back, right along that back side. Stick it down. So 2 across and then 2 or 3 going down. Okay, glue those down tight. Okay. All right, let's work for a minute. Okay, make sure you fold on that dotted line. And remember, don't put glue on the back of the heart flaps, just on the very back edge of that. So we have that all together. I've got 2 more to do. You do the same. Keep working. I like the way you're working. Glue down the middle. Rub that down. Make sure you have flaps that come up. I need to grab one more thing of tape here because I'm okay. Glue. So we have that. I'm going to use a little piece of tape here on mine. Okay. All right. That's what it should look like. Glue down the middle of each one with the flaps up. If you need to pause this, pause it for now so that we can move on. Okay? Otherwise, let's go ahead. We're going to find the one that has 44 on it. You might have it in any spot here. 44, okay? And so we're going to think, what is 10 less than 44? Well, I can look up this is kind of going to be like a T-chart. I can look in the tens column. If I go 10 less, I'm going to go 1 less there. I'm going to use a darker marker here, okay? I'm going to go 1 less here in the 4, so that would be 34. So over here, I am going to write 34. And I have to turn it a little bit so I can write it correctly. Okay, so I'm looking at 44. 10 less than 44 is 34. Now I need to go to this flap. It says 10 more. What would 10 more than 44 be? 10 more than 44 would be 54. Oops, that's supposed to be a 4. That's why using a pencil is good. 44, 10 less, 10 more. Now let's look over here at the whiteboard for a second. Okay, whenever I am working with tens and ones, and if I'm looking at, for instance, we just looked at 44. And I'm going to put a T-chart, tens and ones, right? These are the ones, these are the tens. So if I'm going 10 less, I'm going to look at the tens column and go 1 less in the tens column. So instead of 4, I'm going to have 3 and 4 ones. And if I'm going 10 more, I am going to look over here and I'm going to go 1 more in the tens column, 54. So that could be very helpful to you if you're not sure what you're doing there, okay? Would you do each one of these 73, 60, 52, 35, and 21? 10 less, 10 more on each one. If you're not sure what to do, get that instruction page and your parents can help you out with that. This is reminding us of our place value. And we need to know. Oftentimes when we do 10 less, 10 more, we go this way. But this is just asking us to think a little differently, and that's okay. All right? I'd like you to go ahead and make sure you're doing your star racer. Make sure you do that. Have some fun with math. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Don't forget to do your iReady math.